And the second chapter is to confirm. In this chapter, we try to understand Shloka Kramanka 26 to 28, and we try to understand the real path to peace, sacrifice for Vishnu in the age of Kali. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
कृत्यं
नरं
नरं
चैव
चैव
नरोत्तमं
नरोत्तमं देवीं
देवीं
सरस्वतीं
सरस्वतीं
व्यासं
व्यासं
ततः
ततो
जयमुदीरये।
जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
अभद्रेषु
भद्रेषु
नित्यं
नित्यं
भागवत
भागवत
सेवया।
सेवया भगवती
भगवती
उत्तमश्लोके
उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवती
भक्तिर्भवति
नैष्टिकी।
नैष्टिकी।
हरे कृष्ण। श्लोक क्रमांक 26 to 28. नामधेयानि मंत्राः च
नामधेयानि मन्त्राः च
दक्षिणः च व्रतानि च
दक्षिणः च व्रतानि च
देवतानुक्रमः कल्पः
देवता अनुक्रमः कल्पः
संकल्पः तत्रम् एव च
संकल्पः तत्रम् एव च
गतयः मतयः च एव
गतः मतयः च एव
प्रायश्चित्तं समर्पणम्
प्रायश्चित्तं समर्पणम्।
पुरुष अवयवै एते
पुरुषावयवैः एते
संभारः संवृतः मया
संभाराः संवृता मया।
इति संवृत्त संभारः
इति संभृतसंभारः
पुरुष अवयवैः अहम्
पुरुषः अवयवैः अहम्।
तम एव पुरुषं यज्ञं
तम् एव पुरुषं यज्ञं
तेन एव अयजम् ईश्वरम्
तेन एव अयजम् ईश्वरम्।
नामधेयानि मन्त्रः च
नामधेयानि मन्त्रः च
दक्षिणः च व्रतानि च
दक्षिणः च व्रतानि च
देवता अनुक्रमः कल्पः
देवतानुक्रमः कल्पः
संकल्पतन्त्रम् एव च
सङ्कल्पतन्त्रम् एव च
गतयः मतयः च एव
गतः मतयः च एव
अमतयः च एव
गतः गतयो मतयः च एव
प्रायश्चित्तं समर्पणम्
प्रायश्चित्तं समर्पणम्।
पुरुष अवयवैः एते
पुरुषः व्यवहीयेते
संभाराः संवृताः मया
संभाराः संभृतः मया।
इति संवृत्तं संभारः
इति संभृतं संभारः
पुरुष पुरुष अवयवैः अहम्
पुरुषः व्यवहिः अहम्।
तम एव पुरुषं यज्ञं
तम् एव पुरुषं यज्ञं
तेन एव अयम्
ते
तेन एव अयम् ईश्वरम्
तेन एव
अयजम् ईश्वरम्
अयजम्
नामदे
ईश्वरम्।
नामधेयानि मन्त्रः च दक्षिणः च व्रतानि च देवतानुक्रमः कल्पः सङ्कल्पतन्त्रम् एव च गतयः मतयः च एव चित्तं समर्पणम् पुरुष अवयवै एते संहारः संवृतः मया इति संवृत्त संभारः पुरुष अवयवैः अहम् तम एव पुरुषं यज्ञं तेन एव अयजम् ईश्वरम्। हरे कृष्ण।
नामधेयानि मन्त्राः च दक्षिणः च व्रतानि च देवता अनुक्रमः कल्पः सङ्कल्पः तत्रम् एव च गतयः मतयः च एव प्रायश्चित्तं समर्पणम् पुरुष अव्यवहि एते संभाराः संवृता मया इति संवृत संभारः पुरुषावयवैः अहं तम एव पुरुषं यज्ञं तेन एवायजम् ईश्वरम्.
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Other necessities include invoking the different names of the demigods by specific hymn and vows of recompense in accordance with the particular scripture for specific purposes and by specific processes. Thus, I had to arrange all these necessary ingredients and paraphernalia of sacrifice from the personal bodily part of the personality of Godhead. By invocation of the demigods' names, the ultimate goal, Vishnu, was gradually attained, and thus compensation and ultimate offering were complete. Thus, I created the ingredients and paraphernalia for offering sacrifice out of the parts of the body of the Supreme Lord, the enjoyer of the sacrifice, and I performed the sacrifice to satisfy the Lord purpose. The whole process of offering sacrifice is under the category of fruitive action, and such activities are extremely scientific. They mainly depend on the process of vibrating sounds with the particular accent. It is a great science, and due to being out of proper use for more than 4,000 years, for want of qualified brāhmaṇas, such performances of sacrifice are no longer effective, nor are they recommended in this fallen age. Any such sacrifice undertaken in this age as a matter of show may simply be a cheating process by the clever priestly order, but such a show of sacrifices cannot be effective at any stage. Fruitive action is being carried on by the help of material science and to a little extent by gross material help. But the materialists await a still more subtle advancement in the process of vibrating sounds on which the Vedic limbs are established. Gross material science cannot divert the real purpose of human life. They can only increase the artificial needs of the life without any solution to the problems of life. Therefore, the way of materialistic life leads to the wrong type of human civilization. Since the ultimate aim of life is spiritual realization, the direct way of invoking the holy name of the Lord, as mentioned above, is precisely recommended by Lord Chaitanya, and people of the modern age can easily take advantage of this simple process, which is tenable for that condition of the complicated social structure. In this verse, social stress is given to the persons of the Supreme Lord, not to his impersonal Brahmajyoti. As being the source of all supplies, Narayan, the Supreme Lord, is the goal of sacrificial result, and therefore the Vedic hymns are ultimately meant for attaining this goal. Human life is thus made successful by pleasing Narayan and getting entrance into the direct association of Narayan in the spiritual kingdom of Vaikuntha. People in general are always anxious to have peace of mind or peace in the world, but they do not know how to achieve such a standard of peace in the world. Such peace in the world is obtainable by performance of sacrifice and by practice of austerity. In the Bhagavad Gita 5.29, the following prescription is recommended. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwara suruda sarva sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim ruchati. The karma yogis know that the Supreme Lord is the factual enjoyer and maintainer of all the sacrifices and of the austere life. They also know that the Lord is the ultimate proprietor of all the planets and is the factual friend of all living entities. Such knowledge gradually converts the karma yogis into pure devotees of the Lord through the association of unalloyed devotees, and thus they are able to be liberated from material bondage. Brahma, the original living being within the material world, taught us the way of sacrifice. The word sacrifice suggests dedication of one's own interest for satisfaction of a second person. That is the way of all activities. Every man is engaged in sacrificing his interest for others, either in the form of family, society, community, country, or the entire human society. But perfection of such sacrifices is attained when they are performed for the sake of the Supreme Person. the Lord, because the Lord is the proprietor of everything, because the Lord is the friend of all living creatures, and because He is the maintainer of the performer of the sacrifice, as well as the supplier of the ingredients of sacrifices. It is He only and no one else who should be satisfied by all sacrifices. The whole world is engaged in sacrificing energy for advancement of learning, social upliftment, economic development, and plans for total improvement of the human condition. But no one is interested in sacrificing for the sake of the Lord, as it is advised in the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, there is no peace in the world. If men at all want peace in the world, they must practice sacrifice in the interest of the supreme proprietor and friend of all. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच। नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिने ते नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य तारिणे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 6, Purush Sukta confirm. In this chapter, we try to understand Shloka Kramanka 26 to 28. Here in the Shloka Kramanka 26, they're describing about the whole process of offering sacrifices uh, to the uh, Supreme Personality of Lord. Such activities are extremely scientific and the category of fruitive action. And they again told here about which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended that can easily take the advantage of the simple process, which is tenable for the condition of the complicated social structure. Then next shloka they describe about the uh, how Brahma arranges all necessary ingredients and a paraphernalia of sacrifice from the personal uh, parts of the personalities of Godhead's body. And again, they describe about that the special space is given to the person of the Supreme Lord and not to the personal Brahma Jyoti. In 20th shloka, they describing about the ingredients and paraphernalia offering sacrifice from the body of the Supreme Lord. Uh, and main enjoyer is of this sacrifice is the Supreme Personality of uh, Godhead, and that is only doing this sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord. Here they giving the example of Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam, and nicely they describe about ahead engaged in sacrificing energy for advancement of learning, social upliftment, economic development, plans for total improvement of human condition. But no one is interested in sacrificing for the sake of Lord. Prabhuji will tell us in nicely. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhya. Krupa sindhu वैष्णवेभ्यो
Namo
नमो नमः
Namaha.
हरे
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for very kind support and doing all this reading and study of the Bhagavatam so enthusiastically, which makes us also all the more interesting that yes, we should also try. And irrespective of the place, situation, be interested only in getting ourselves engrossed in the Gun Rupa Nama Leela of Sri Krishna. And this is exactly where the today's topic, based on these two shlokas, is turning out to be. If you look at the uniformed message from this shloka, it would be that the purpose of the yajñas, the Vedic yajña, sacrifice, the word sacrifice which is coming here, it means yajña is the futility of materialistic approach to peace. The only way is saṅkīrtana-yajña. The ultimate necessity is of offering all sacrifices, all yajñas to Krishna, especially through saṅkīrtana-yajña in Kali-yuga. So first, what Brahmaji is trying to make Naradji understand is how Vedic sacrifices are and what is the science of the sound. In Vedic times, the yajñas were a precise spiritual science, and it used to rely completely on exact sound vibration. Mantras had to be chanted with proper, not only proper, but perfect pronunciation, intonation, and purity of heart. Just like the musicians, they learn the sargam first. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. So similarly, each of the mantra had a different intonation, had a different pronunciation. And when both of these were made and simultaneously the intention was only to please the Yajnapati and nothing else, the yajñas, the mantras used to be live. The subtle science could produce tangible results, not magic, but divinely empowered sound. So, whatever is mentioned in the Vedas, the Vedic sacrifices, they are actually deeply scientific. They're relying on precise sound vibrations, mantras chanted with exact accent and intention. Unfortunately, this subtle science has been lost due to absence of qualified brāhmaṇas for over 4,000 years now. Now, some may doubt, does sound really have that uh, power? Can you give us some scientific evidence? The answer is yes. Even if you go by the modern science, we have seen, we have heard about how the music heals. We have seen, we have heard how sound can travel. And most importantly, it is the same sound vibrations, which are converted into images by using a very simple diagnostic methodology called as ultrasonography. So if sound can be converted to image, even now, just look how advanced it would have been. And whatever is mentioned in these Shastras is absolutely true. In Kali Yuga, however, Such elaborate Vedic yajñas are impractical. Attempts often become a cheating show by unqualified priests. In Kali-yuga, this knowledge is lost. Qualified brāhmaṇas are rare. So the attempts at big fire yajñas are often just a show for prestige or money without potency. I personally witness, however, that if there is true purified heart and yajñas are appropriately mentioned, then we can see the yajñapati. When my initiation ceremony was done and I received the Harinam Diksha, in the yajna which we had done, we could see the fire which comes out of the yajna taking the shape wherein we could feel that it was like Shama Sundar was standing in the fire. If you all remember, I had shown that photo to all of you. So yajnas require proper pronunciations. The gross material science cannot achieve the real aim of life. It only increases artificial needs without solving life's problems. And that is why Srila Prabhupada warns us. Material science may advance, but it cannot change life's ultimate purpose. It cannot solve birth, death, old age, and disease. It only creates artificial needs and increases anxiety. And hence, we need to follow Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who recommends the direct method, chanting the holy names, which is practical, powerful, socially compatible today. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the real yajna for this age, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It is so simple, so effective, and it is accessible to all. And it works even in a complex modern society. The evidence, the hippies became happies. Brahmaji makes Narada understand about the real goal of the yajna or the sacrifice. All sacrifices are meant to satisfy Narayana, not the demigods. The ultimate yajnapati is always Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, 10th shloka, we have this very interesting, what I'll say, mm, knowledge being given by Krishna, wherein it is mentioned that in the beginning the Lord created humans, demigods, and yajna, and blessed them to live happily and attain liberation through yajnas. So see, Krishna created all these, and he has also made everyone aware that it is yajnas which needs to be performed for happiness. Sa yajna praja srushta purovacha prajapati anena prasivishyadvam esha va atistavashta kamadukah. So material creation is a training ground for conditioned souls to remember their relationship with Krishna and return to Him. The purpose of yajna is to live peacefully in this world, free from anxiety, and attain Vaikuntha after death. As we have seen in the fourth chapter, 20th shloka of the second canto itself, where Viṣṇu is listed as Shriyapati, Yajñapati, Prajapati, the Lord of all. So in Kali-yuga, saṅkīrtana-yajña is the only practical yajña. In the 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd shloka, it is mentioned, Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Yajña Saṅkīrtana Praya Yajanti Sumedasa. So in Kali Yuga, the prescribed yajna is saṅkīrtana-yajña, chanting the Lord's holy names. as you have been seeing, and as confirmed by Lord Shri Krishna also. Real peace comes only when one knows Krishna as the enjoyer, proprietor, friend of all living beings. He is everything for us. In 29 shloka of Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, Karma Yoga, Krishna mentions Bhuktaram Yagyatapsam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutani Jnatva Mam Shanti Richati. So what it means is Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifice. Krishna is the proprietor of everything. Krishna is the friend of all beings. And without this vision, Krishna says no peace, no happiness, which he mentioned in 66 shloka of the second chapter. Nasti buddhi yuktasya न च युक्तस्य भावना न च भावयत शांति शांतस्य कुतः सुखम. So Brahmaji is enlightening Naradji, and he's stressing that sacrifice brings peace. Brahmaji gives his own example. He created all sacrificial ingredients from the Lord's body and offered them back to him. So true sacrifice means dedicating one's energy, interest for the satisfaction of the Lord. Sacrifices for material purposes, maybe family, society, nation, they bring no lasting peace. Only sacrifices for the Lord do. So the world's unrest stems from sacrificing for material goods rather than for the supreme proprietor and friend. So for global and personal peace, society must redirect its sacrificial spirit towards Vishnu, especially by chanting Hare Krishna in the association of devotees. We can take a lot of illustrations on this. Just as proper yajna brings rain and prosperity, chanting Hare Krishna brings the rain of mercy. Or the story of Haridas Thakur. He did not perform elaborate yajnas, but his constant chanting was the highest sacrifice. Even in modern times, we have seen billions spent of climate solutions like windmills, solar farms. But without changing the heart towards God, problems remain. So what these shlokas are doing is they're giving us practical applications. We should adopt saṅkīrtana-yajña, daily chanting, congregational kirtan, spreading the holy name. We should offer all activities, work, family duties, charity as service to Lord. Avoid materialistic yajñas. Focus on devotional practices suitable for Kali-yuga. Seek association of pure devotees to transform karma yoga into pure bhakti. We should sacrifice of talents, use the skills, professional resources for Krishna's mission. So to conclude, the world cries for peace, but peace is impossible without sacrifice to Vishnu. And Kali Yuga's sacrifice is saṅkīrtana-yajña, available to everyone, requiring no qualification except sincerity. So if we center life around chanting Hare Krishna, all necessities will come at death. We can return home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.